What's up, everybody? Josh here of Vogelitis today, doing another video log on flexible dieting and a lot of common questions I get about it since the last one I put up. A lot of people are like, well, man, Josh is able to eat that way because of his genetics, or because he's so young he's able to eat more junk food and get away with it. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not necessarily true. You can honestly, anybody can eat whatever foods they want as long as they stay in a caloric deficit to lose weight. But the amount of food I get to eat, yeah, that is going to be based upon my metabolism. My metabolism is pretty fast, so my caloric intake is a little bit higher than most people's. But that doesn't take away from somebody who has a slower metabolism. If they wanted to still fit those foods into their diet, it would be perfectly fine. I mean, as long as they're in a calorie deficit, eating the macronutrients required to keep their body functioning properly, get their metabolism and everything functioning normally, along with the proper fiber intake. I mean, it really doesn't matter your food choices. And that's the whole beauty of this diet is, I see a lot of competitors on social media who post about how hardcore it is, that they have to eat tilapia and brown rice all day. Well, honestly, there's nothing really hardcore about that. Yeah, it's cool. You put yourself on a starvation diet. You restrict yourself from eating foods you enjoy, but that's not hardcore at all. And the simple fact is it's kind of stupid. The times have changed. It's not 1970 anymore. No, the science shows you don't actually have to eat like that to lose weight. Even back in the golden era of bodybuilding, the bodybuilders weren't eating tilapia, brown rice, and chicken only, while taking in no salt and drinking 2 gallons of water a day. Mike Mincer even said that whenever he was preparing for the 1980 Mr. Olympia, where he was actually considered the most conditioned athlete on the stage, said he ate ice cream 3 times a week. He ate cereals every day, things of that nature. He even realized that low carbohydrate diets aren't the cause of fat loss, that calories in general are the cause of fat loss. And that's what I believe people need to start realizing more, is that just because your diet works doesn't mean it's the healthiest thing in the world. Like, for example, competitors. You see competitors diet down for a show, they're 5% body fat, they've been posting about how clean they're eating, and then 2 weeks after the show, they brag about how they just gained 30 pounds. That's not healthy, that's an eating disorder. You've gone out, you've binged eat, you've put on all the fat you've lost over the last 15, 18 weeks of prep. You already put it back on, and that defeats the whole purpose. They didn't incorporate foods in moderation into their diet, so after the show they went out, they binged eat, and you can cause damage to your body that way. And it's just not a safe habit for people to be practicing, and I don't endorse it. I endorse the whole flexible dieting route, as it's much easier and it's much more comparable to an everyday lifestyle. Even for people who aren't bodybuilders, I don't know. Most people in a work environment who have busy jobs, they can't eat 6 meals a day, spread out every 2 hours, and most people don't have time to cook chicken and brown rice every single day for every single meal. It's just not practical for the normal person. And I often hear it a lot, oh, you have to eat 7 times a day to increase your metabolism. That's just not true. There's actually studies disproving that, and you always hear the analogy of your body is like a furnace, and to eat is like putting wood into the furnace. It's just going to keep getting it hotter and hotter. This has actually been disproven time after time in lab studies, so I don't get why people still talk about this. Yes, food increases your metabolism, but eating 8 times a day versus eating 2 times a day does no more in terms of metabolic rate versus just getting in your total daily calories that you need. And I've seen people be turned off by the whole diet thing who are overweight, and I've seen them look depressed because they're just failing. They can't eat the 8 meals a day. They can't stick to the chicken and brown rice all day. And it's kind of sad to see it, and I've been promoting the whole flexible dieting thing to most people, and it's really catching on, I believe, and I hope it does catch up a lot more. I was hesitant to start flexible dieting at first. Me and one of my buddies used to argue all the time because I was very bro about it, and I thought, man, there's no way you can eat Pop Tarts and get stage lean, blah blah blah. But honestly, when I opened my eyes and saw the evidence and what's going on, what science shows, you don't have to. And that's the whole concept. That's the point I'm trying to get across in this video is there's a lot of myths out there about the whole dieting concept, and most of them are just simply outdated, and people just need to change with the times. Part of being a personal trainer is staying on top of the science and trying to do what's best for your clients. And honestly, what's best for your clients is helping them incorporate foods they like in moderation on a daily basis. For they don't just do a diet, they actually create a lifestyle change, and they can continue to follow that forever because you can't eat clean year round. I don't know anybody who does eat clean year round and consistently sticks with the whole 8 meals a day, chicken, brown rice, and doing cheat meals on weekends. I mean, it's just not a practical way of living. You gotta have a life, you gotta have balance in there somewhere. Hope